beside her, and I am the better man. When I look to leave her, I always stagger back again. Once I built an ivory tower so I could watch it from above. When I climbed back down to be set free, she took me in again. It's beat out the sun, beating on the big people in the big hard world. When she comes to greet me, she is mercy at my feet. When I skip in a charm, she just throws it back at me. Once I dug an early grave and found a better land. She smiled and laughed at me and took a bruise back again. It's been out some. Hey Susan, good to see you. People in the big hard world. It's been, but I'm doing well. And it's a sin to do so well. Once I stood to lose her, when I saw what I had done, bound down and threw away the hours of the garden and the sun. So I tried to warn her, and I turned to see her weep. 40 days and 40 nights, and it's still coming down on me. Beat on the sun, beating on the big people in the big hard world. There's a big sun, beating on big people in the big hard world. All right, Hard Sun, popularized by Eddie Vedder in that film Into the Wild, produced and photographed and directed by a certain Sean Penn, the former Mr. Madonna. And this song was originally written. It sounds like a 60s song, doesn't it? It sounds about 1969, but in fact it's 1989 by a certain Mr. Gordon Peterson, who goes by the stage name of Indio. He only released one album, and that was called Big Harvest in 1989, and that was a hit off of that album. What was I going to say? Oh, it's because I was singing a Flagpole Sitter by the Hardly Dangerous yesterday. The wonderful, Hardly Dangerous. And the chords for are the same, you know. I'm not sick, but I'm not well, and it's a sin to live so well. And then, like I was hearing this as I was singing it, there's something about the chords and the notes marrying up like that. Susan, are you still there? How you doing? What's new? You keeping cool on the East Coast of the United States? I'll tell you what. I put a mailing list together on the Instagrams so I could announce when I'm going live, so people can join. And I'm thinking of doing the same thing, a Facebook group. Would you like that, Susan? What do you think? Is that a good idea? And it works like a charm because right now all of my friends roasting. Yeah. How many degrees Celsius do you have over there? Rejoice, rejoice, we have no choice. See, the thing is, here we use Celsius, so I don't know Celsius. So if they're saying it's going to be 39 degrees today, I'm like, I better bring a sweater. And in fact, here in L'Atelier, the sun arcs right across these windows right here. So I've got the sun beating down straight on here from about, from about 2 to 5 or so. And then I don't realize it, but I went out this afternoon, had to run some errands, and then I came back in. It's just an oven. So I'm roasting in an oven over here. Anyhow, that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to bitch about that. What's going on? A little art update? Oh, glad you asked. Check this out. So this is a test canvas, oddly enough. And this is, can you see that? Can you see that line work on there? What I have to do is I have to spray paint the sky, but I'm not happy with the color of spray paint that I chose. It's a little too blue. It's a little too cerulean, as I like to say. So I'm going to have to experiment with damping it down with putting in some... you had to calculate that, huh? You had to Google that. Susan says it's 37.7 degrees over there. Well, it could be it could be 98.6. And or 3.14. So I'm going to test the sky on here. Now you can see what I did was I made this homemade carbon paper stencil. And actually I'll show you on this other one. Now it's the same. So here's the real piece. At the gallery, Bruno only accepts square format canvases. So as you can see here, gotcha. There's a formula for that, but I've tried to figure it out, but it just involves too many steps, and I get it confused in my head. So what I did was I printed out the tracing that I did of my reference photo, and so I traced it in image editing software, and then I printed it out on a number of pieces of tracing paper, and then pieced them all together with the help of these, you see these sort of magenta-looking guidelines, and I'll show you on this other one. So what I actually did is I just discovered last night, I don't have a printer up here, and I don't really need one at the moment because I'm not printing so much. I just print at home, at the apartment, when necessary. And so what I did was I taped together some more tracing paper and made another makeshift carbon paper. You see that? I put this thick graphite pencil, it's a 6B, so it's really soft, on the back of what I had traced. And then I go over this side with a pencil, and it transfers the graphite onto the page like old school carbon paper. Remember that? That was so fun. Oh, the humidity is what gets you. Yeah, but at least you can escape to the sea, can't you? Here, there's no respite. It's an hour out to I could get on a train and go out to the coast in a couple hours time because they don't have high-speed trains out to the coast, oddly enough. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the collage again do a lot of the work. And this is kind of a funny one because check this out. Look at that red on the back. This is nice, huh? So this is a recycled or upcycled or what's the other word for it? Salvaged. There's another one. Reclaimed. This is a reclaimed canvas. And so I collaged it a number of years ago and sanded it down. There's only 2 layers of paper on here. Blueprint, or daguerreotype as I like to say, and book pages. And you can see a lot of the gesso fabric surface. I think this is just like someone's old t-shirt or something. And is showing through, but I think it's kind of cool and it will turn out nice. And it should be quick and dirty and fun to do. I'm going to paint. Then I'll go over with what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask this off with this low-tack delicate surface tape. And then for these, I'm going to make yet another mask. Thanks, Paul. How are you doing? I'm enjoying Paul's podcast. Paul, my good friend, has a podcast called, Rainier. You changed the name of it. It used to be sports and stuff, but now it's Rainier or something. Rainier Radio Sports Talk or something along those lines. Paul, I saw Aaron Rodgers interview, or I heard a conversation with Aaron Rodgers and a certain Aubrey Marcus. Look that one up. I think you should get Aaron on your show. Aaron, as I like to say. So I'm going to take, where'd it go? less than enough. So here are the chimneys themselves. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these out, and I'm going to spray some low-tack spray glue on the back of here. And then tape it right on, or stick it right onto the surface, and then I can take the spray paint and go right over it. You see how nicely this fits right there? Let's see. Wait a second. Sorry to do backwards. Something along these lines. You get the idea. So that's going to be the process for this. Now, so we just got a couple minutes left here, and Susan, I've been reading some books lately. I've got Paulo Coelho's Manual de la Guerre de la Lumière, The Warrior of the Light. I also have Zen Guitar. And then I found a new one, this book, printed in, guess what year this was printed in? I was going to use this to make collage with, but I think it's kind of nice. It's almost fully intact. It's a guy's, anyone have an idea of what year this might have been printed in? Anyway. So I think we have time for Zen Guitar because I don't have to do the interpretation. Susan or Paul, can you give me a number between 25 and 165? If not, I'll just use the special divining technique, the magic coins, the magic pièce, as I like to say. Well, let's see here. 3 magic coins. 100, 300, 500. Ooh la la. There's not 500 pages in this book. So we're going to have to cut that down. Let's go 122. That might do it. Yeah, let's go to page 122. It's big, big hard world, shining on the big people in the big hard world. Okay, so 122 actually begins on page 121. So that'll do. We'll just invert the numbers there. Attend to detail. At the end of a show, he'll leave the stage, and the sirens will be going, and the limousines waiting, and Charlie will walk back to his drum kit and change the position of the drumsticks by 2 millimeters. Then he'll look at it, and if it looks good, he'll leave. The drums are about to be stripped down and put in the back of a truck, and he cannot leave if he's got it in his mind that he's left his sticks in a displeasing way. Keith Richards, on Rolling Stones drummer Charlie Watts. Attend to detail is the name of the chapter. I'll just read one paragraph here. Even in the most trivial of matters, there is a right way and a wrong way to do things. A right way to walk on stage, a right way to play one note, a right way to accent one beat. This does not mean what's right for you is right for everyone else. It simply means you should pay attention to every detail and take care to do even the smallest things correctly. Be mindful of what you are doing. How often do we hear ourselves saying, "Where did I put my keys?" or "Have you seen my wallet?" When we don't know the answer, it's because our mind was not in the action. Guilty! We weren't paying attention to what we were doing. A Zen story tells of a monk named Tenno who had just completed his apprenticeship to become a Zen teacher. Gotta go. One rainy day, he went to visit the master Nan-in. As is customary in Japan, Tenno removed his shoes at the vestibule of the master's home. And the suspense, can you feel it? We're going to have to leave that for another time. Thank you, Paul and Susan, for coming by. And if you want me to create a mailing list, please do let me know in your preferred manner. Ciao for now.